Hello, my beautiful friends. So I would have been flying home on an airplane tonight from Canada, arriving in Newark, my preferred airport. I technically live closer to Philly, but because I used to live in New Jersey, I used to fly out of Newark all the time, so I used to travel a lot more for work. And Newark was closer because I lived in the mythical land of Central Jersey. It's a place. I don't care what the haters say. But anyway, obviously I didn't get to go, but it's okay. It worked out okay. I wasn't feeling all that great during different patches of the day, but I seemed to be on the mend. I have a candle lit right now that is just the most ridiculous candle. It was beautiful. It was this beautiful candle. It had all these flowers and herbs, and now they're on fire. I'd lift it up and show you, but I'd probably light myself on fire given my luck, so we won't do that. Instead, we're going to pull a rune and then I'm going to do some meditation, because I'm kind of in a funk. I'm in a spiritual funk. And I go through these periods, and I don't know if you do too. I just, I get behind in videos, and I catch up. And then I think, oh, everybody's got so much stuff. And one of the things I never liked about the church was all the stuff that's involved in church. You know, like, all the stuff, right? Like, you pay all this money, and you have to give more money so they can buy more stuff. And I just think, well, Jesus didn't have all this stuff. In fact, he had nothing, and he made lots out of the nothing. So why do we need so much stuff? So, I was kind of there. But I was looking at this candle, and I was like, we have this central light that burns brightly, and that's how this candle is operating, and I wish I could show you. And then, every once in a while, like a flower on this candle will light up, and then it's this other spark. This solid candle is still going. That solid flame is still going, but you get all excited about something, and then that kind of dies out, and then it's just back to the regular flame again. And so I was thinking, because I think way too much about all sorts of shit, I was thinking, that main flame is the thing that we have to keep stoking. And the passions, they will come and go. The blue blazes, what we say on the trail, there's tons of blue blazes that, spark your fancy. But you have to really keep that core light going, the core trail. So on that note, let's pull some runes, shall we? I'm gonna write in my journal. Where is my Brigid coin? That's interesting. She's not in here, which means I put her somewhere else. She was packed to go to Canada, so maybe she slipped out. I don't know where she went. Could be somewhere. She must be somewhere. So I must look for her. Oh no, she's here. She's right here. Ugh, don't get old, young Padawan. Alright, let's ask Spirit. I'm going to just back this up a little bit so that I can see. And I can shuffle, but not. Alright. What should I focus on? How do I get revived in energy? We have Rado, which is wagon. Means travel. I'm literally not traveling right now. That's interesting. I'm not exactly sure what Spirit has to say. So let's pull some cards. See what Rado means. Purge. That is our curfew bell. Pass one. Pass two. And pass three. Let's see what we have, shall we? These two came out together. Peace Walker and Dream. Peace Gentle Forward, Manifestation Plan and B. Which came out together. And then this one fell on top of it. The Morrigan, Power, Courage, and Strength. That's interesting. This came out alone. The White Stag, Shape Shifting Support in Other World. This one came out alone. Rest. Stop, recharge, and self-care. What does it have to do with the wagon wheel? I don't know. I'm going to go think about this, and I will be right back. So hold tight. I'll pause so you don't have to wait. So I took a huge break because, there was interruptions and everything, but I ended up pulling all of my cards, and I pulled from 4 decks, so I want to go over the cards with you. I'm kind of glad you didn't have to sit through me all shuffling and all that stuff. So the first cards that we had, you'll remember we pulled Dream, Peace Walker, and Morrigan together. And then we pulled Shape-Shifting Support, Another World, this White Stag, and then the Rest card. That was from the Celtic, my favorite deck. And their Stone is Rado. So then I pulled from Earth Wisdom, and I pulled Responsibility. Try to get this without pressing buttons because I'm all over my laptop. Responsibility. And then together came out Big Picture and Go with the Flow. And then I pulled from the Shadows of Light deck, and I had Effort and Liberation came out on its own. I can't show part of the picture because there's nudity, but Liberation. And then Transformation and Effort together. And then I pulled from the new deck that I have, the Standing Stones cards, and the Volcano and Temple came out together. And then on their own, Entrance, Stone, New Beginning, Step Forward, and Expansion. And then the question, Curiosity, Open Your Mind, Live into It. And then, for those of you who watch the channel, this Holy Mountain card came out again. I've gotten this card every time I pulled from this deck, this card comes out. And it's Soul Calling, Sacred Journey, Pilgrimage. And Rado is a card of movement. So, when I put it all together, and I look at all of these cards, I've had a bit of a down valley. I've kind of just not wandered away, because I never wander away from my spirituality ever. Like I'm always spiritual, but I have forgotten that blazing light inside that I talk about all the time. I know it's there, but sometimes I just don't tend it, right? So Brigid's fire, right? That fire within, that light inside. I don't forget that it's there, but I forget that it's there. Kind of like, we always say in computers, I work with computers, that they work every day is amazing, right? And it's only when they don't work that we're calling somebody and hollering because they don't work. But nobody ever gives us credit for every day that they do work, right? So same with our fire, like it's always on, but we don't appreciate it. We forget it. And to do the kind of work that I want to do, to be an inspiration to others, not me so much, but spirit, to let spirit work through me, I have to make sure that I'm paying attention to that inner flame. And yes, things are going to spark my fancy, light things up on fire like it did in this candle. But steady wins the race. And looking at the big picture, you know, of the light that has to be spread. And that's going to take hard work and courage. Like the Morgan is here to just remind us that, you know, that living a spiritual life isn't easy. It's very easy to get caught up in the pretty candles and get caught up in all the stones and get caught up in the things. But the real work is living the question, you know, and you know, beginning again and again and again, right? So it's a circular path. You go with the flow. You know, there are always going to be sticks and rocks and things that, you know, maybe slow down the path. You know, it's not always a raging river, but easy does it, because the big picture is really the important thing, and that's the responsibility that I have and the work that I do. So I think it's a good reminder. I like this transformation card. If you follow the channel, you know that I love all my decks. This one I don't love the artwork on, but I do love the meaning of it. It's shedding skins. You know, maybe I'm just going through a period of shedding some skin, you know, making right, you know, what I believe about spirituality. And I think not going to Canada required me to rest. I mean, I really had to, like, sleep and take care of my health, because I did feel like a giant butt. It felt awful. And it's not fantastic, but it's getting better. And I think it's just really just a call back to the flame. I think Brigid is calling me back, and I have exciting work to do, and I need to get doing it. So, I am wishing you, all of you, all the best in light and love. I'm wishing you all fiery paths of purpose and meaning, and I'm wishing you all the very best. Be well. Take care.